I figured right before the Phoenix race starts, I would give my experience of me going at the Texas race last weekend. So if you want to know what I think of the Texas race, it was actually pretty fun to watch. Despite my man Jimmy Johnson going 3 laps down and finishing there, and most likely not making it to the final four. But hey, that doesn't matter to me. But what does matter to me is that I hope Martin Truex Jr. wins the championship, and I kept telling to myself, hang on. I kept telling to myself, I really hope that Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin don't win the race after the bullshit that Denny pulled at Martinsville, once again stealing and crushing my hopes and dreams of seeing, not seeing, but with Chase Elliott winning a race for once. Of course, the Gibbs drivers have to ruin every fucking thing. I kept telling to myself right before the Phoenix race, please end it on a high note. Please end it decently on a high note. And what do you know? Lord behold, Kevin Harvick wins. And I know I've seen Kevin Harvick win 5 times in the Cup Series in person, but hey, he's the lesser evil than Cryo Bitch and Dumbass Humper. I cannot stand those two drivers. Denny Hamlin, well, for one, still a win from William Byron at Michigan that he didn't deserve. And then, even worse, used Chase Elliott as brakes at Martinsville, and then when he realized that he wasn't going to win the race, he dumps half the field at Martinsville when he knew he wasn't going to win. That's pathetic. That's so fucking pathetic. Denny, what are you, a chimpanzee with brain trauma? I mean, I'll give you credit. You did own up to your bullshit towards Chase Elliott, but what about to your bullshit wrecking half the field at Martinsville? But hey, that's not what we're going to hear to talk about, but hey. I kind of got off track there for a moment, but thank fuck Kyle Busch had problems early in the race. I mean, no offense to any Kyle Busch fans that are subscribed to my channel. I just cannot stand that prick at all. I mean, I really wish it was Martin Truex Jr. that won the race at Texas, but hey, Kevin Harvick is the lesser evil. He's pretty much the anti-villain for me. He's above my top 5 for me. I'm not like a monstrous fan of Truex or Harvick, but I do hope Martin Truex Jr. wins the championship. Then it would be a happy ending for me. He busted his balls off his entire season and his entire career to get this championship. Do I even need to recap all his troubles he went through that I recapped when I was venting with my friend Mark Riggleman? I was given that Kyle Larson won stage 1, that's when I had high hopes that I would see him win in person for the first time until, of course, his fiery crash late in the race. But hey, I still had hope, a faint glimmer of hope, when Kyle Busch had problems early in the race and that Kyle Larson was leading the race. But my hopes still turned out decently well. Kyle Busch didn't win. Denny Hamlin didn't win. Martin Truex Jr., was dominating the race late in the race, but then got passed by Kevin Harvick, who had the better car. But hey, Kevin Harvick winning is still a victory for me. That's the 5th time I've seen him win. First time was at Watkins Glen in 2006. Hold on. Second time was 2014 Darlington, 2014 Charlotte, 2016 New Hampshire, and now 2017 Michigan. Michigan. What the fuck am I saying? 2017 Texas. Sorry, I'm tripping over my own words. But hey, it was still cool seeing him win. It's better than Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. I cannot stand those two whatsoever. And right after Matt Kenseth retires after the season, it's pretty much no Joe Gibbs driver for me to even give a damn about. I mean, I'm fine with Daniel Suarez and Eric Jones. I just haven't grown on to them at all. And Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch are the biggest fucking assholes in NASCAR history. But hey, don't worry. I'll get over it when Chase Elliott gets his first win. Don't worry. Yeah. Bring me your biased, whiny behavior. Bring me your biased Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch fanboyism. Go on, spew it at me. Make an ass out of yourself, I don't care. But at least I own up to my driver's faults, such as Jimmy Johnson from 2005 Talladega, 2005 Bristol, 2010 Texas and Talladega when he was being a dickhead to Jeff Gordon. Need I go on? I'm not biased like the majority of Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch fans I've seen on here. Well, to be fair, there is one fan of Denny Hamlin in particular, known as Speed Shooter 30, that isn't biased at all. They even said that Denny did a lot wrong on Twitter. I was going to edit this video, but I think I'd rather just do this now before the relevance of this race fades out. So I'm just going to leave this video for what it is. For this race, I give it an 8 out of 10. One of the better races I've been to in person. So that does take Texas off the list of tracks I have yet to go to as well. The only remaining tracks I have left are, as you saw probably in one of my Texas trip videos, Talladega, Sonoma, Auto Club, Chicagoland, Kansas, and Las Vegas. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to any of them next year, as I am prioritizing to see my grandfather in Arizona and possibly go to the Portland Grand Prix race for IndyCar, as I also have West Coast relatives there. But hey, Texas was pretty damn fun. And I like how the camera range at Texas, that my new camera has pretty damn smooth range whenever I go to long tracks like Texas. Way better than my iPhone and flip camera. If you want to compare this camera to my flip phone, just watch my 2014 Bank of America 500 videos and my AAA Texas 400 or 500, I think. I don't remember the specific miles, but just compare those videos to my current Texas videos. Oh yeah, Texas 500s. And then you'll see how much better this camera is to my flip cameras in the past. But hey, Texas was pretty fun to visit. I got the chance to eat some delicious Mexican food there, not to get too random. But hey, I like to talk about stuff outside of NASCAR in Texas. There weren't, and surprisingly, not to get too random, I didn't see a lot of rebel flags at the track, like I normally do at Dover and New Hampshire, which is unusual because New England, even though Dover isn't in New England, are very anti-Confederate flag. It's just strange to me how I never saw a lot of that in Fort Worth. And Texas is known for, well, at least with cities like Houston, are known for humping the rebel flag. But hey, we're not going to get too far into those political stuff. And one thing I respect Texas Motor Speedway for is that they didn't do the pyro or technics or the gunshot traditions whenever the driver wins the race. Considering that there was the unfortunate shooting at a church in San Antonio, so they decided to put the gunshots and pyrotechnics on hold out of respect for the victims at that church in San Antonio, which good on them for doing that. Because, so yeah, I was disappointed as fuck that Kyle Larson crashed and that Martin Truex Jr. didn't didn't win the race in front of me, as I never saw him win a cup race before. I did see him win a lower series race in the Xfinity Series at New Hampshire in 2005, back when it was called the Busch Series, though. But I'm glad it was Harvick. Harvick is a driver I've always liked, and yeah, I know he can be a dick sometimes. I understand, but at least he has badass taste in music. I mean, and he's not as much of a dipshit as Kyle Busch. He's a lesser evil. I'm not going to get too far into that, as that topic is for another video. So, hope you guys enjoyed my quick little talk of my experience at Texas. Keep it mellow and space out.